Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Sylvie and I am a yoga and Pilates instructor here to guide and lead you through a short practice. Now, because my love for Pilates and yoga is sort of 50-50 and I really can't decide which one I prefer the most, I've decided to create a signature practice called Yogalates. And today for Yogalates practice, you will need a block. Simple as that. And also, if you have knee sensitivities or your knees don't like the sensation of the hard surface beneath you, then you can always have a blanket or towel handy and use that to your advantage as needed. We'll start seated on the mat or on a block. And just find yourself arriving here at the start. Maybe make those last minute adjustments and wiggles. Maybe starting to close your eyes and just relaxing the shoulders gently away from the ears. Palms can come resting onto the thighs or the knees. And I want you to simply arrive here on your mat and notice your breath. No need to control the breath in any way, just allowing it to come as it is. In yoga and Pilates, the breath is of vital importance to your practice. It is your fuel energy that will carry you from start to end. And your breath is also home. At any point during your practice, if you're finding yourself particularly struggling to keep that easeful flow of your breath, just pause for a moment and reconnect with it. Now all together here, we'll take 3 deep breaths in through the nose. A short pause at the top. And as you exhale, slowly releasing your breath all the way out through the nose or through pursed lips. And again, breathing in for 3, 2, 1. Then exhale, allow your breath to release all the way out, nice and slow. And one more time. And out. And from here, and slowly returning to your natural rhythm of your breath. And slowly beginning to open the eyes. And we'll begin to add a little movement. So starting with the shoulders, we'll just start wiggling the shoulders gently like you're rowing a boat. Right shoulder moves up towards the ears, down and back. And as that right shoulder moves back and down, start lifting the left one up towards the ear. Roll that left shoulder back and down. Simultaneously, right, left. Just gentle movements to start. And really noticing that muscle between your shoulder blades, working in action here. As you lift one shoulder, the other one relaxes. Beautiful. Now, can we keep going in this motion, but reversing the process? So if you're rowing backwards, we'll start rowing forward. So right shoulder moves forward, down and back, followed by the left. Just noticing how those shoulders feel this afternoon or this morning. And we'll come to a stop. We'll pause and relax. And on the next inhale, we'll move both shoulders up, crunching them up towards the ears like you just don't know. And as you exhale, roll the shoulders back and down away from the ears, squeezing the muscle between the shoulder blades gently, and then relax down. Keep going on your own here. Inhaling, shoulders move up towards the ears. Exhale, roll back and gently down away from the ears. It's kind of like a 3-step process. Inhaling up. Exhale back, squeezing the shoulder blades closer together, wrapping around the spine, and then relax down on the exhale. 3 more on your own. And 1 more time. And down. Beautiful. Next, we'll move the chin down towards the chest, looking towards your belly button, keeping a soft distance between the chin and the chest. You don't have to crunch down, but imagine you're resting your chin on a tennis ball, keeping just enough space so that you can breathe and still turn your neck side to side. Now from here, we'll take a breath in through the nose. And as you exhale, I want you to imagine sweeping and dragging the chin along your chest towards one of your shoulders. And as you inhale, sweeping and dragging your chin all the way back to center. And exhale as you sweep towards the other shoulder, all the way out to the other side. And inhale back to center. Keep going side to side with your breath at your own pace. Really working at warming up the neck muscles. Might be tempting to include the shoulders here, but see if you can keep the shoulders down and relaxed away from your ears. Simply moving your neck side to side and your chin. It really feels nice here to close the eyes and really focusing on that movement. And if it feels good for you, maybe you want to explore rolling the neck maybe a little further back, just being gentle with your spine. And maybe even eventually rolling all the way back. Nice and careful. Maybe noticing clicks and clacks along the way. 1 more time, side to side. And when you're complete, we will meet back at center and gaze forward. I like to reset the neck by checking my blind spots, just looking, turning your head side to side, and up and down. Good. On your next inhale, we'll take the arms, we'll sweep them nice and wide like you're receiving a big hug from your friend. Keep going up as you breathe in, sweeping the fingertips all the way up to the top. Maybe looking towards the top fingers here. And as you exhale, arms sweep all the way back out to your side and meet on your mat. Lightly touching the fingertips to your mat. And keep going, inhaling as you draw all the way around your aura. Reach the fingertips, the palms overhead. And exhale, arms come nice and wide, reaching back down into your mat. Warming up the shoulders a little bit more. Keep going, inhaling to reach. And exhaling to relax. 3 more. Moving gently and slowly with your breath is key. Slowing down your pace will give you time to notice how things feel in your body. One more time, and this time we'll meet at the top and pause. Big breath in, maybe fingertips touch overhead. Let's keep the right palm reaching for the top. On your next exhale, let's reach that left arm out to the side, and we'll gently press the fingertips into the mat, maybe the palm. Take the time here to lengthen the spine, maybe reach a little taller with that right palm. And as you exhale, let's dip to the left. You can bend that left elbow to get a little bit more reach, but really feeling that side stretch here. Beautiful. As you inhale, press into the left palm, reach all the way up to the top, both arms overhead. Exhale, right arm this time reaches out to the side as the left one remains up and over to the top. Right fingertips meet the mat or the palm. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, creating space between each vertebrae. And as you exhale, dip to your right. Now I invite you to keep going here on your own, with your own pace, with your own breath. Inhaling to reach, exhaling to release the fingertips down to the mat. Take the time to breathe in, lengthen one more time before dipping on the exhale. And again, inhale, reach. Exhale, release. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, dip. And again. And with practice, you'll be able to move a little bit quicker each time. And really paying attention to all of the steps. One more time, side to side. And this time, we'll pause in our side bend here, just for a moment. Beautiful. Keep reaching that top arm for the side. And breathe into your side ribs here. Or try anyways. It might feel a little different. It might feel a little bit more challenging. On your next inhale, we'll push back to the top and we'll do the other side. And we'll pause into the other side again for 3 breaths. And pressing all the way to the top on the breath in, reach nice and tall, big breath in. Exhale, arms come at your side, nice and gently. Now, if you're sitting on a block, I invite you to lean forward just enough to tuck it out of the way. We'll set it aside for now, but not too far away where you can't reach it. And let's kick those legs forward, planting the soles of the feet in front of us, feet flat on the mat. And you can adjust here, how close the feet are or how further away they are. And really dig those feet into the sand if you're on the beach or onto the floor in front of you. And we'll take the hands just behind us like you're at a picnic, just relaxing in the grass. Maybe a gentle squeeze of the shoulder blades together, lifting up through the chest just a wee bit. Chin can come softly down towards the chest. And let's start just rocking the knees side to side, like you're windshield washing the knees. Start gentle and gradually moving a little bit more each time. Keep going and listen to your body. Listen to that range of motion that feels good in your body. You may hear, again, some clicks and cracks. That's okay. Got a little grasshopper on my leg here. And just keep going gently. If you want a little bit more of a hip stretch and you want more than this, maybe letting the knees fall to one side, and as you let the knees fall to one side, start lifting the opposite hip, maybe adding a gentle twist, so turning your torso over towards the back of the room. Inhaling, knees lift back up to center. Hip comes down to mat, and then switching sides. So as you drop the knees to one side, lifting the opposite hip, adding a little twist. Now, if this doesn't feel good for your hips or your knees, just keep windshield washing side to side. Just waking up the hips. Hello, little friend. Whoop. One more, side to side. And the next time you land on one side, doesn't matter which side, we'll pause here. We'll bring our palms and we'll spin around to find ourselves on our hands and knees. So from a position on your hands and knees, again, make sure your block is close so that you can reach it. And if your knees, again, don't like the hard surface, you can use a blanket and just tuck it under the knees, or a towel, or whatever you got around the house. You can bring your knees right over top. It just adds a little layer of support. Now, let's see if we can stack the palms right under the shoulders, fingertips towards the front edge of your mat. If you have wrist pain like me, I invite you, there's a few options here when we're on our hands and knees. You can rotate the fingers out to the long edge of your mat, having still the pointer fingers and the thumbs towards the front. It sometimes helps to alleviate, it creates space in that wrist, so there's less pain or less burden on the wrist. Or you can always make fists with your hands. Fists sometimes help, not for everything, but they do offer a modification if having your palms flat on the mat don't feel so good. All right, so stacking those shoulders over the wrist, hips are stacked over knees, toes can be curled in if that feels better, or they can be pointed back. Now from here, let's roll into a couple of cats and cows. So you're comfortable with cat and cow, go ahead and do that. However, as you exhale, I want you to start tucking chin towards chest, looking towards your knees. We'll start to push the mat away with your palms or your knuckles, rounding and doming the upper back and curling that tail down. Beautiful, like a nice cat pose. You can hold your cat pose here. And as you inhale, we're going to transition into our cow. So start lifting the tail, rolling the tail up towards the sky. Start gently rolling vertebrae by vertebrae, creating a U shape with your spine. Gaze turns forward. Maybe pausing here in your cow pose for a moment. Or if it feels nice for you to flow at your own pace with your breath, go ahead and do that. Rolling each vertebrae at a time. Chin comes to chest. Tail curls down for cat pose. Inhaling into tail moves up. Rolling vertebrae one at a time. Gaze forward. And let's just keep going on our own. Warming up the vertebrae. Warming up your back. Maybe even noticing how your back is feeling today. Three more rounds. And just finishing off that last cat or cow that you're on. And when you're complete, we'll meet back into a tabletop position, just on your hands and knees with a nice long spine. I invite you to take your knees a little bit wider, kind of like you're getting ready for wide-legged child's pose. We're just gonna rock forward and back from here. Just start slow. Maybe you have to adjust your hands forward or back, but just start rocking forward and back. Really warming up the hips a little bit, and you can adjust your knees wider or closer together if that doesn't feel good. And gradually rocking a little bit deeper forward and back. Now, the next time that right, you rock back towards the heels. I want you to land in your wide-legged child's pose, really allowing the hips to rest on the heels. Forehead comes down to your mat. If the forehead does not reach, you can use a block. Make a little deck for your forehead to rest on. And reach the fingertips forward. And just allow your belly to relax, breathing into your side ribs here. Can we hold our wide-legged child's pose here for 4 breaths? And on your next inhale, we'll start to lift the forehead off of the block. We'll find our way back to the top in a tabletop position. We're moving any props out of the way and bringing those knees a little bit closer. Beautiful. Now, little intermission. We'll bring ourselves on our knees and we'll come up to a high kneeling position. Again, you're welcome to use your blanket, your towel. Checking in that their knees are stacked right underneath the hips. Beautiful. All right, so we'll bring our arms nice and wide into T-arms. Okay, beautiful. We'll start adding a little bit of movement here. So as we inhale, we'll reach the arms all the way up to the top. And as we exhale, arms come all the way back down at our sides. Inhale, reaching up. And then exhale, reaching all the way back down. One more time. Inhaling, reaching up. And then exhale at your side. And we'll slide the hands onto our hips. And we'll kick the right leg out to the side and really connecting the sole of the foot into that mat, making sure we're still stacked at the left hip here. That left knee is under the left hip. Pressing into the sole of that right foot. The toes can be pointed out to the side. That feels good. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the arms up all the way to the top. We'll interlace the fingers overhead. Beautiful. Take a nice breath in to lengthen through the spine, maybe lift up through the chest. As you exhale, let's dip to our left away from that extended right leg. Beautiful. I want you to take a breath in here. As you exhale, I want you to push your exhale back to the top. Inhale, we're going to dip away from that extended right leg. And as you exhale, push back to the top. Beautiful. Let's do a couple more. And really using the strength of your core to push back up to the top and not your spine. Sometimes it's helpful to imagine stapling the bottom ribs to your front hip bones. Imagine you're stapled there and you're really using that push of the core to come back to the top. 3 more. Inhale away. Exhale, push back to the top. And 2. And 1. Beautiful. We'll bring the hands to our hips. And we'll kick the right leg behind us and we'll switch sides. Beautiful. Making sure that right knee this time is under the right hip. Left foot is connected to the sole, to the ground, to your mat. When we inhale, we'll reach the arms all the way up to the top. Lace the fingers overhead. Big breath in, lengthen through the spine. Beautiful. And out. On your next inhale, we're going to dip away from the left extended leg. Pushing back up on the exhale. Inhale away. Exhale to the top. Keep going. You don't have to dip very deep. You're going to feel this in your core. 3 more. 2. And 1. Arms come back at your side on your exhale, and we'll kick the left leg behind us. Come back down on your hands and knees. Tabletop position. Now, from here, I want you to take your block and we're gonna pinch it behind the thigh. Sometimes you have to stretch the leg nice and long behind you and kind of pinch the block behind your thigh. You might have to work around a couple of times. If the block doesn't work, you can use a towel for this or a soft ball. So we'll come back on our hands and knees. I want you to hold and pinch that block behind the thigh. From here, we're gonna hover and lift the right knee just off the mat. Beautiful. Keeping that bend in the knee, keeping that grip on the block, I want you to swing the knee back and lift your leg up towards the sky. Keep holding on to that block. Might be tempting to arch the back here. Can we keep that spine nice and long and pull in that belly button towards your spine? Hold that nice strong core engagement. Keep your gaze between your thumbs on your mat. And we're gonna start pulsing into some donkey kicks here. So see if you can lift, imagine stamping the sole of your foot towards the ceiling. You're stamping the ceiling with your foot. Just little pulses. We're not swinging forward and back, we're just pulsing up. It'll be challenging to do this without arching your back, but I want you to try and keep your spine nice and neutral, hips are equal, and we're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right knee comes down. We'll unhook that block from behind the thigh. We'll switch sides. Whichever leg you didn't do, I'm working on the left one. Give it a little pinch behind the thigh. Adjust your position. We're gonna start hovering that knee an inch or two above the mat. And we'll swing the leg up. Imagine stamping the ceiling with your foot. And we're gonna pulse up for some donkey kicks. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep that core engaged. 4, 3, 2, 1. And lower that knee down. Take the block out, but keep it close and handy dandy. Come down onto your forearms from here. Now, arms can be forward. You can lace the fingers if you like and make more of a little tripod. All right. Now from here, I want you to pull that navel in towards the spine, and we're going to stretch the right leg back. Beautiful. Again, nice strong core, nice long spine. From here, we're gonna just point the right toe back. On your next exhale, I want you to lift the toe up and down. Simple as that. Exhale, lift like you're drawing a line behind you on the wall, and inhale to lower down. See if you can keep your hips equal and your spine nice and long. We're not arching into the back, we're just lifting the leg back. Lifting and lowering. You don't need to lift very high. You'll know when you start noticing arching of the spine, you know you've gone a little too high. Keep a nice strong core engagement. Let's go for 5 more. Using your exhale to push and lift the leg up. Two more. And finally, as you land your toe, keep your toe pointed back. Let's add an arch. Take a breath in here to start. As you exhale, let's arch that right toe out to the side as far as it allows you to go without shifting your position. And as you inhale, come back to center. Exhale, draw a nice line into the sand. Leg comes out to the side as far as it allows you to go. And using your inhale back to center. Let's do 4. 3, 2, and 1. Right knee comes down to meet the left. Take your child's pose. Sink the hips down and back towards the heels. Forehead comes down to the mat. Take a little mini break here. Returning to your breath. On your next inhale, we'll slowly come out of our child's pose, beginning with the forehead, and then we'll find our way onto our hands and knees. And we'll do the other side. So, coming down onto your forearms, elbows stacked just under the shoulders. You may lace the fingers, you can press the palms down. And what we'll do here is we'll work with the left leg. So we'll stretch the left leg nice and long behind us. And we'll point the toe back. Pulling in the core towards your spine. All right. Take a breath in to start, and as we exhale, let's lift the left toe off the mat, drawing an imaginary line going up the back wall and lower down as you breathe in. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Beautiful work. Keep going at a nice, slow, controlled pace. Let's do 4. 3. 2. And 1. We'll land the left toe down. Keep your legs stretched long behind you. Take a breath in to start, and as we exhale, let's add those arches. So let's arch the toe out and in. And out and in. 4. 3. 1. And left knee meets the right. We'll come back up onto our heels. We'll sit up for a moment, and we'll just swing those legs over to one side and forward. Now, I want you to kick your legs into a V, nice and wide. Beautiful. Now, pulling the fleshy parts out of the way here. Heels are into the ground. Can we lift the toes up towards the ceiling just to anchor down here? You can have a soft bend in the knee. Bring the fingertips forward here. We'll take a breath in to lengthen, sit up nice and tall as you can. And as you exhale, can we walk the fingers, keeping that spine nice and long, just walk the fingers forward towards the front edge of your mat, and then walk the hands back to seated. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, sit up tall. Inch the fingertips forward, keeping your spine nice and long. And then walk the palms back into position. Let's do it one more time. And walk forward, fold forward, and then walk it back. All right, let's bend the knees, plant the soles of the feet into the mat. Let's move into a boat pose. Now, feet are flat on the mat, toes are pointed forwards. We're keeping a little safe distance here between the knees, or a space, if you will, about hip distance apart. So from here, I want you to, grab your block, and we're gonna bring the block in between our palms like prayer hands. And imagine you're reaching the block forward like you're passing it to your friend in front of you. I want you to keep your arms reaching forward, and I want the block to stay forward. Feet are flat on the mat. Take a breath in, maybe even lengthen through the spine. Sit up nice and tall. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. And from here, I want you to start curling the tail into your mat as you lean back, keeping the block reaching forward. And I'll get you to judge here how far back you want to lean. Stop when you found that right spot, and see if you can sit back up nice and tall. Reach the block forward like you're trying to pass it to your friend in front of you, but they're too far. And then beautiful. Come back up to seat up nice and tall. Then from a nice tall position, relax the shoulders down. Curl the tail in and down towards your mat and start leaning back. You choose how far back you want to lean. Take a breath in and out. Come back up to seated, nice and tall. Maybe reach the block to your friend in front of you. Can we do 3 more? Sitting up nice and tall. Start curling the tail in and down as you lean back. Lean back, lean back, pause. And then push yourself back to seat up nice and tall. Pass the block to your friend in front of you. Nice. So sit up nice and tall, shoulders relax. Curl the tail in and down as you lean back. And let's push back up to the top. And pass the block forward. One more time. Curl the tail, lean back. This time, let's pause here. Take the block to your right hand. Let's pass it to our friend next to us on the right hand side. Inhale back to center. Keep your position. Pass it to your friend on the left. Nice. Back to center. Serve your friend in front of you. Let's do 2 more times. Inhale to start. Nice tall spine. Shoulders relax. Start curling the tail down and in. Lean back. Pass the block to your friend to your right. Back forward. Pass the block to your friend on the left. And forward. Inhale back to your friend in front of you. And all over again 1 more time. Inhale to start. Exhale, roll, curl the tail down and in. Lean back. Pass to your friend on the right. Pass to your friend on the left. Move, sit forward, pass to your friend in front of you. And relax the block down for now. All right, we're stretching the legs forward here for a moment. Let's bring our hands behind us like we're at our picnic again. Elbows can come a little soft bend in the elbows. You can tuck the shoulder blades a little closer together. Now from here, I want you to bring your legs nice and close together. Imagine you're trying to hold something between your thighs like your block. Point the toes towards the front edge of your mat. All right. As you inhale, I want you to press into the palms. You're gonna lift the pelvis up, maybe just to hover a couple inches. Shoulders are rolling back together, chins to chest. Beautiful, and relaxing the hips back down to the mat. And we're gonna end our session with rolling down into the mat, but we're gonna use the strength of our core to get there. So legs are together still. Wrap the thighs inwards towards each other like you're holding something between your thighs. You don't want to let it go. Anchor down into the heels. Flip the toes up towards the sky. Reach your imaginary block in front of you to your friend. And like we just did here with our boat pose, start to curl the tail down and in, creating a C shape with your spine. From here, we're going to take an exhale as we lean back as slow as we can. Imagine you're slowing down and melting into the floor beneath you, but you want to take your time getting there. And as you recline, resist gravity, resist the plop. See if you can softly land your shoulder blades down to the mat. And as you do, keep reaching the fingertips all the way up and over. Head rests down into your mat. Arms in line with your ears. From here, in this nice long stretch, I want you to take another big breath in, lengthen as long as you can. And on your next exhale, we'll sweep the arms all the way around, back at your side for a little rest. Now you're welcome to stay here for as long as you like in this corpse pose, laying on your back. I invite you to reconnect with your breath. Deep inhale through the nose. And a nice long exhale out. And one more time. And out. Last one. And relax. Thank you for joining me this afternoon for a quick little practice of Yogalates. Have a lovely rest of your day. And namaste.